LEAD for Pollinators is working to improve the health and sustainability of honeybees and native pollinators in Akron, Ohio.
Joining with other homeowners who began planting and gardening in their devil strips more than 20 years ago, pollinator habitats can expand to one's entire front yard. Since front yards typically receive the most sun across the day, it is the best spot for gardening and for pollinator habitat. However, the City of Akron Ordinances are contradictory in their guidelines for plantings and are unscientific in their labeling of some plants as noxious weeds. The community cultural practice that began nearly 30 years ago also are not reflected in the city ordinances, leading to contradictions in implementation and an appearance of favoritism in plants on city property versus individual property owners. Any remedies afforded property owners in addressing a noxious weed complaint does not afford the property owner their mandated time to file the mandated appeal. Mowing orders are placed the same day the complaint is filed, without concern for the property owner's right to the deadline date to appeal or concerns for postal delivery time for the notice.
Two ordinances directly contradict themselves and the community planting practices that have been in practice for more than 20 years. The Noxious Weed Ordinance, 94.29, lists noxious weeds that are not allowed to grow in the city of Akron. They feature many native plants to Ohio and plants beneficial to pollinators. Pollen and nectar are food sources for many pollinators. Field daisies, which are a pollen source for pollinators, and there are 23,000 species of daisies, including the lakeside daisy, which is native to Ohio. Goldenrod, a fall source of pollen for pollinators, is a native plant of Ohio. Yellow dock, a member of the buckwheat family, is a food source for insects and caterpillars. Yellow dock is native to Ohio and is also known as curled dock, narrow dock, and curly leaf dock. Dandelions, while not native to Ohio, they have been here for more than 400 years, and it is a spring source of nectar for pollinators. Thistles, another nectar source for pollinators, and some species are native to Ohio. Milkweeds. They attract a large suite of butterflies, flies, beetles, bees, and wasps, and there are 13 varieties of milkweed. Some of those are native to Ohio. Polygonum, or knotweeds, provide nectar for pollinators. 16 species of knotweeds are native to Ohio. Mullein is a midsummer pollen and nectar source for pollinators, and 4 species are native to Ohio. Pollinator supportive plants, wildflowers, have a stronger root system, alleviating the need to water the habitat, therefore conserving water. Deeper root systems allow plants to survive droughts. They retain rainwater better, thus preventing stormwater runoff and soil erosion.
The height of plantings in the Devil Strip, Ordinance 98.01, states, "No person shall obstruct any sidewalk or land between the property line and curbing or edge of the pavement, dedicated utility right-of-way, or roadway by placing or allowing to remain any anchored articles or substances greater than 4 inches in height, including, but not limited to, scrub growth, bushes, signs and rocks on the sidewalk or property between the sidewalk or and between the property line and curbing or edge of the pavement, dedicated utility right-of-way, or roadway." Why is mowing high good for my lawn? According to Dr. Philip Dwyer of Scott's Miracle Grow's Research and Development Department, He recommends that cities adjust their upper limit to 6 inches, as in the spring, a lawn mown to 4 inches would grow up to 6 inches between mowings. Research has shown mowing higher leads to a healthier, less grub and weed impacted, more drought-tolerant lawn. However, the contradiction between these two ordinances and common decades-long practices of property owners leads to unfair implementation of ordinances. These conflicts also then create conflicts among neighbors when the city unequally and unfairly enforces one or both of these ordinances. For example, these rocks along the edge of the lawn are more than 4 inches in height. This end of the street has no devil strip, no sidewalk between the yard and the street. To prohibit parking on the edge of this lawn, the homeowner placed rocks that are taller than 4 inches. These violate Ordinance 98.01. This homeowner, also with no devil strip, chose to create a parking space in their front yard, even though cars are prohibited from parking in front yards. This property owner also has no devil strip. However, they planted ornamental grass exceeding 8 inches in height in violation of the ordinances. Although, is it the ordinance for their yard or for the devil strip or for both? This property owner has a sidewalk, then a devil strip, but on one side they planted along the utility right-of-way where there was no sidewalk or devil strip. But according to the letter of the ordinance, they are still in violation. In the Highland Square neighborhood where the devil strip plantings began, you can see property owners in violation of the 4-inch height rule for a container and for plantings. Here are additional examples of the community planting culture. The location, the height, and some plant species are all in violation of the current city ordinances. Additional examples on main thoroughfares of the now historical planting desires of property owners in the city of Akron. The city of Akron itself is in violation of its own ordinances, planting a wonderful patch of milkweed on its own property. Props to the city, and especially Keep Akron Beautiful for the Monarch Way Station of milkweed, but still, the city is in violation of its own ordinance and has allowed the planting of a city-defined noxious weed on its own property. I do not advocate at all that the city cut down the milkweed in its Monarch Way Station. It is simply important for the city to realize the contradictions in their ordinances that can be used punitively against individuals when they themselves are breaking the law. The North Side Business and Entertainment District is a wonderful place to dine, shop, and play. However, the beautiful floral display of pollinator beneficial plants is in violation of both city ordinances for plants and plant height. This garden is a wonderful addition to the art and craftsmanship represented by this business. It would be ludicrous to force the business to remove these plants just because they are in violation of 2 city ordinances. Additionally, in this business district, the city again has planted a little patch of milkweed, a noxious weed according to the city, but yet milkweed is vital to the survival of monarch butterflies. As citizens, beekeepers, gardeners, urban farmers, and pollinator advocates, we take umbrage with the contradiction in ordinances and the lack of scientific rationale with the beneficial and native plants listed as noxious weeds. The city plants noxious weeds in violation of its own ordinances. The community has many examples across the nearly 30 years of plantings violating those very ordinances. One complaint should not permit destruction of another's property. Mowing orders should not be placed until after the appeal deadline has passed. Science is on the side of pollinator habitat versus lawns versus quote-unquote noxious weeds. The conflicting ordinances cancel themselves. Due to the one-strike rule with a nuisance complaint, anyone could travel the city and file a complaint about any of the properties presented here, including the business district and the city's own services building, and have those pollinator plantings and beautiful floral displays removed. When only the devil strip was planted, property owners, nominated by their local councilperson, received awards for the beautification, which often included plants taller than 4 inches in height and plants that supported pollinators. When the front yard was planted, it was recognized for its support of pollinators by pollination. This particular property has also been recognized and registered with Pollinator Partnership, Xerces Society, Homegrown National Park, and of course Pollination as a pollinator habitat vital to providing food and shelter for pollinators, birds, bees, wasps, ants, beetles, flies, butterflies, and moths. The flowers planted in the yard are forbs, not grasses, and do not violate the city ordinance for flowers, which have no height restrictions. They benefit the city by reducing stormwater runoff, provide mosquito control for the neighborhood due to the pollinator habitat, reduce carbon emissions due to no need to mow, and support the pollination of the neighborhood within a 3-mile radius. We are pleased to continue to work with the city to review, revise, and update the urban agriculture, beekeeping, and pollinator habitat ordinances based on science, service to property owners and taxpayers, fairness, and best land management for soil, water, pollinators, wildlife, beautification, and sustainability for the health of the community.
We encourage the City of Akron to adjust Ordinance 94.29, Noxious Weeds, by removing the following from their list of noxious weeds, as these are native Ohio plants and beneficial to pollinators and do not add to human allergen concerns. Field daisies, goldenrod, yellow dock, dandelions, thistles, milkweeds, polygonum, and mullein.
We encourage the City of Akron to adjust Ordinance 98.01, Maintenance and Repair, by removing the words scrub growth, bushes as part of the 4-inch height restriction. For example, the revised ordinance could read, "No person shall obstruct any sidewalk or land between the property line and curbing or edge of the pavement, dedicated utility right-of-way or roadway, by placing or allowing to remain any anchored articles or substances greater than 4 inches in height, including, but not limited to, signs and rocks on the sidewalk or property between the sidewalk or and between the property line and curbing or edge of the pavement, dedicated utility right-of-way or roadway." Please take action today and show your support of pollinators and these changes to the City of Akron ordinances that directly impact pollinators, clean soil, clean water, and a healthy ecosystem. Sign our support letter at the link on our website. Thank you.